Hey there, I'm John, and this is the fifth encounter. We're diving into some extra creepy content for this episode. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for more spooky themes coming your way.
Top 10 Florida Cryptids.
Florida's Everglades are as mysterious as they are wild, with vast stretches of swamp going on for miles. Locals say something lurks in this untamed landscape. They call it the skunk ape, a towering ape like figure covered in shaggy fur, with glowing eyes and an unbearable stench. Some claim it's an undiscovered primate, a relative of Bigfoot. Others believe it's something far stranger. One of the most dedicated trackers of the skunk ape is Dave Shealy, founder of the Skunk Ape Research Headquarters in Okeechobee, Florida. This roadside attraction, situated within the Big Cypress National Preserve, offers footprint casts, eerie video footage, and first-hand accounts from those who claim they've seen the creature. Shealy himself insists he's encountered it multiple times, capturing what he says is undeniable proof. Trail Lakes Campground, not far from the headquarters, is a hot spot for sightings. Some campers report hearing deep growls at night. Others claim to have seen massive shadows moving through the brush. One unnerving account from 2003 tells of two tourists who stumbled upon the creature at what was believed to be its mating season, an encounter that would leave anyone terrified. Beyond cryptid lore, the skunk ape headquarters doubles as an animal sanctuary, housing rescued reptiles and other exotic creatures. One of its most famous residents was Goldie, a 24-foot reticulated python, until her passing in early 2025. Visitors can explore the exhibits, hear stories, or take airboat rides deep into the swamp. Whether legend or reality, the skunk ape's presence haunts Florida's wetlands. Sanibel Island is known for its pristine beaches and stunning sunsets, but beneath its waters, something ancient stirs. The Sanibel sea serpent is described as a massive snake-like creature with the face of a sea otter, slithering through the waves with unnatural speed. Reports of sea monsters in the area date back to 1901, with old sailor maps even depicting strange, serpentine creatures off Florida's coast. In 2014, a chilling video surfaced, showing what appears to be a 20-foot-long beast moving through the shallows. The most famous sighting came from a couple who were fishing near Sanibel when they saw what looked like a giant anaconda making its way toward a group of manatees. They described it as thicker than a utility pole, moving with terrifying force. As they watched, part of its body sprung out of the water, coiled around something, and then vanished. The footage sparked debate. Was it a massive snake, an undiscovered marine predator, or something else entirely? Experts analyzed the video, but no definitive explanation was ever given. Sanibel locals have whispered about strange creatures for years. Some are said to have seen dark shapes moving beneath their boats, while others report sudden disturbances in the water, waves crashing around without warning, as if something enormous had just passed by. Fishermen tell stories of missing catches, their lines snapping under impossible weight. And then there are the old tales, stories of sailors who vanished, their boats found drifting empty, as if something had pulled them into the depths. Despite the mystery, Sanibel remains a paradise for visitors. Its waters are home to dolphins, manatees, and countless marine species. But for those who believe, the Sanibel sea serpent is still out there. Whether it's a cryptid, a legend, or simply the ocean playing tricks on us, one thing is certain: Florida's waters hold secrets. Next up, the Lake Worth muck monster, a mysterious snake-like figure that was first captured on video in 2009, slinking just beneath the waters of Lake Worth Lagoon. Those who encountered the creature described it as long, dark, and moving with abnormal speed. The footage quickly went viral, sparking debates. Was it a sea monster, an undiscovered animal, or just a trick of light? The sightings came from members of the Lagoon Keepers, a non-profit group dedicated to maintaining Palm Beach County's waterways. They initially thought that they were retrieving a log, but as they got closer, they realized it was alive. Every time they approached, the creature would dive, earning the nickname the elusive muck monster. The footage spread across news outlets, inciting additional interests and conversation. There are those who believed it was a prehistoric creature, while others dismissed it as a misidentified manatee or large fish. But no concrete answers have yet to surface. Locals have whispered about strange occurrences in the lagoon for years. Boaters report unusual wakes, dark shadows, as if something massive is moving just below. Still, others claim to have seen dim figures gliding through the water, only to vanish before they could get a closer look. Theories range from giant eels to unknown marine reptiles, but no one has ever captured clear proof of what's really out there. And with the lagoon's murky waters, it's easy to imagine something hiding just out of sight. Despite the mystery, Lake Worth Lagoon remains a popular spot for fishing and boating, but for those who believe, the muck monster is still out there.
This next one comes from the swamps of Florida, a creature that defies explanation. The Snallygaster. Unlike the skunk ape or muck monster, this cryptid is something far more bizarre. Described as a massive, legless reptilian beast, the Snallygaster is said to hurl itself through the waters using a spinning, propeller-like tail. And if that wasn't strange enough, it has a single razor-sharp spike protruding from its back, a weapon it supposedly uses to impale its victims before swallowing them whole. The legend of the Snallygaster comes from lumberjack folklore, particularly in the Lake Okeechobee region. Stories tell of unsuspecting travelers who wandered too close to the water's edge, only to be snatched up by the beast. Some residents say it swims with unnatural speed, slicing through the swamp like a torpedo, hunting anything unfortunate enough to cross its path. According to old tales, it has an insatiable appetite, and its victims are said to disappear without a trace. One particularly eerie account describes a hunter who stumbled upon the beast, thinking it was a cypress tree sticking out of the water, until it started moving. As he watched, he realized it was a spike, and impaled upon it was a lifeless body of a man. The hunter considered shooting the beast, but ultimately decided against it, believing the creature was serving some dark purpose, perhaps guardian of the swamp, eliminating those who dared to trespass. Whether this was just a tale spun to keep people out of the wetlands, or something more sinister, the story has endured. Despite its terrifying reputation, sightings of the Snallygaster are rare. Some believe it's nothing more than a fearsome critter, a myth created by early settlers to explain the dangers of the swamp. Others insist that something ancient and unknown still lurks beneath the waters of Lake Okeechobee, waiting for its next victim. Whether it's real or just another legend, one thing is certain: Florida's swamps hold secrets, and sometimes those secrets are best left undisturbed. The Wampus cat is a legend that has haunted the forests of the Appalachians and beyond, whispering in hushed tones by those who claim to have seen its eerie, glowing eyes in the darkness. Described as a fearsome, six-legged feline, the creature is reported to have a piercing gaze, capable of driving people to madness. Some say it's a cursed woman transformed into a beast for spying on a sacred ritual. Others, however, believe it's a supernatural guardian, lurking in the shadows, watching, waiting. The origins of the Wampus cat trace back to Cherokee folklore, where it was once a woman named Running Deer. She sought revenge against a spirit of madness after it drove her husband insane. Disguising herself in the pelt of a mountain lion, she ambushed the spirit, defeating it. But in doing so, she was forever bound to the form of the beast. Now, her spirit roams in the wilderness, protecting her people from unseen forces. But not all versions of the tale are so noble. Other legends say the Wampus cat is a punishment, a woman cursed for her disobedience, doomed to wander the forest, howling in despair. Sightings of the Wampus cat have persisted for generations, hunters tell of strange howls echoing through the trees, unlike any known animal. People claim to have seen a massive, cat-like creature moving on all 6 legs, its form shifting unnaturally as it disappears into the underbrush. In the early 1900s, newspapers reported livestock mysteriously slaughtered, their bodies torn apart by something far too powerful to be a normal predator. Despite the mystery, the legend of the Wampus cat has found its way into pop culture. Schools have adopted it as a mascot, and cryptid enthusiasts continue to search for proof of its existence. But whether it's a supernatural guardian, a cursed soul, or simply a tale spun to keep people out of the woods, one thing remains certain: something lurks in the swamps and forests. The Florida dogman is a terrifying cryptid with the body of a man and the head of a wolf. Descriptions of the beast vary, but most can agree that it's massive, standing between 6 and 8 feet tall, with glowing eyes and a muscular frame built for speed. Unlike traditional werewolf legends, the dogman isn't tied to the moon. It's said to roam freely, hunting in the dense forest and swamps, watching and waiting. Encounters with the dogman range from fleeting glimpses to bone-chilling confrontations. One of the most infamous sightings comes from a hunter near Ocala National Forest, who claimed he saw a towering, wolf-headed figure watching him from the trees. As he raised his rifle, the creature let out a deep, guttural growl, sending him running in terror. Others have reported hearing heavy footsteps in the underbrush, only to turn around and find nothing there. Some believe the dogman is a guardian of the wild, protecting the land from intruders. Others fear it's something far more sinister. Theories about the dogman's origins vary. Some believe it's a genetic anomaly, a creature that has somehow survived undetected for centuries. Others think it's tied to Native American legends, a spirit of vengeance that takes the form of a creature. And then there are those who insist it's not of this world, a supernatural entity that exists just beyond our understanding. Whatever the truth may be, one thing remains clear: the stories keep coming and the fear remains. Despite the mystery, Florida's forests and swamps remain a place of adventure. But for those who believe, the dogman is still out there, watching from the shadows. Whether it's a cryptid, a legend, or something else entirely, one thing is certain: Florida's wilds hold secrets, and sometimes those secrets stare back. The ocean holds many secrets, and sometimes those secrets wash ashore. In 1896, a massive, unidentified carcass was discovered on Anastasia Island, sending shockwaves through the scientific community. The remains were unlike anything ever seen before: a colossal, gelatinous mass, with what appeared to be tentacle stumps protruding from its body. Locals were baffled. Was it a giant octopus, or perhaps something far more mysterious? The discovery was reported by Dr. DeWitt Webb, a local scientist who believed the remains belonged to an undocumented species of enormous octopi. Dr. Webb contacted Yale professor Addison Verrell, who initially supported the theory, even naming the creature Octopus gigantus. But as more analysis was conducted, doubts began to creep in. Some experts believed the remains were nothing more than whale bubbler, a decomposed mass that had taken on an eerie, unrecognizable form. The debate raged on for decades. Despite scientific skepticism, the legend of the St. Augustine monster refused to die. Over the years, cryptid enthusiasts and marine biologists alike have revisited the case, hoping to uncover the truth. In 2004, DNA testing confirmed that the remains were indeed whale tissue, seemingly putting the mystery to rest. But for those who believe, the questions remained. Whether the St. Augustine monster was a cryptid, a colossal octopus, or simply a trick of decomposition, one thing is clear: the mystery still lingers, haunting the shores where it was first found. Deep in the backwoods, locals whisper about a creature that has haunted the area for generations: the Ban Booger. Accounts vary, but most can agree on how it appears. It's big, it's hairy, and it's watching. Witnesses say it resembles a towering, ape-like figure covered in matted fur, lurking just beyond the tree line. Others claim it has the face of a caveman, with torn, filthy clothes and a stench so overpowering it can make a person dizzy. Whatever the truth may be, one thing remains clear: those who have seen it never forget. The legends of this cryptid date back to the 1940s, when a woman riding her horse through the woods spotted what she thought was a tall man in a long raincoat. But as she got closer, she realized the coat wasn't fabric, it was fur. Over the years, sightings continued, each one adding to the mystery. Rumors claim that the creature is the descendant of an escaped circus monkey, growing to an impossible 10 feet tall. Still, some insist it's a regional cousin of Bigfoot, thriving in dense forests, avoiding human contact at all costs. Encounters with the Ban Booger range from fleeting glimpses to terrifying confrontations. One such story tells of a man who confronted the creature only to be overwhelmed by its stench. Another describes a shadowy figure standing on the roadside, watching silently as cars pass by. And then there are those reports of strange mumbling sounds coming from the swamp, low, guttural noises that seem to come from nowhere. Were these signs of the Ban Booger, or just tricks of the wilderness? Despite the mystery, the legends of the booger refuses to fade. For those who have seen it, there's no doubt something is out there. If you ever find yourself alone in the woods, surrounded by eerie silence of the backcountry, listen closely, because something might be listening back. Few legends are as bizarre as the Lake Worth monster. Described as a towering half man, half goat hybrid, this creature is said to roam the shores of Greer Island, lurking in the shadows and watching those who dare to venture too close. Unlike your typical cryptid, the Lake Worth monster isn't just a fleeting figure in the distance. Witnesses claim it's aggressive, capable of hurling car tires and even leaping onto vehicles with terrifying force. The first major sighting occurred in July 1969, when a group of locals reported seeing a 7-foot tall, horned beast covered in fur and scales. One person claimed the creature jumped from a tree, landing on the hood of his car and then disappearing into the night. Another described a massive figure standing on a cliff, watching silently before letting out an unearthly scream. The reports spread like wildfire, drawing crowds of thrill seekers to the area, hoping to catch a glimpse of the monster for themselves. As the myth grew, so did the speculation. Some believed the creature was an undiscovered species, a mutant hybrid lurking in the wilderness, yet others dismissed it as a hoax, possibly as a prank pulled by local teenagers. In 2005, an anonymous letter surfaced, allegedly written by one of the original pranksters, claiming that he had staged the sighting using a tinfoil mask. But even with this revelation, many still remain unconvinced. Despite the skepticism, the legend of the Lake Worth monster refuses to fade. Each year, the Monster Bash Festival celebrates the eerie tale, keeping the mystery alive. Whether it was a cryptid, a hoax, or something else entirely, one thing is clear: something was out there. And for those who believe, it might still be.
The final entry on our list seems to crawl straight out of someone's nightmare. The two-headed gator of Seminole Heights is one such mystery, a bizarre, double-headed reptile said to lurk along the banks of the Hillsborough River, watching with two sets of piercing eyes. The tale has been whispered through generations, blending myth, sightings, and a touch of local superstition. The earliest known reference to the creature dates back to 1911, when a real estate developer used the image of the two-headed gator to promote the area. Then, in 2014, the legend resurfaced once again. A local resident claimed to have spotted a real, living, two-headed gator sprawled along the shore. He snapped a photo, which quickly made its way into the local media, igniting a frenzy of speculation. Was it a genetic anomaly, a mutant survivor, or simply an elaborate hoax? While skeptics dismissed the image, the sighting spread and breathed new life into the legend. Today, the two-headed gator has become an emblem of Seminole Heights, appearing in artwork, sculptures, and even taxidermy displays. Some of the residents think it's just a quirky piece of local lore, yet others believe something strange still lurks in the river, waiting for an unsuspecting visitor. Whether it's a cryptid, a mutation, or just a story spun from the depths of imagination, one thing is certain: the legend remains alive to this day. That wraps up our countdown of the top 10 Florida cryptids, where the moss hangs thick and the mysteries run deep. From swamps to suburbs, the Sunshine State is crawling with legends. If you've had your own encounter, you're not alone. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your lights low.